Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with another custom. This one's a commission for the Acquainted Guy, and he wanted Rouge the Bat. I believe the Acquainted Guy is the one who commissioned the Jack's Pacific scaled Rouge the Bat, but it looks like he wanted a Jazzwares one after all. Now, he did make a couple of little requests, mostly things that make her look more like Rouge used to look back in Sonic 2006. Which technically is not a really big change because it is the same costume, but I do believe there are some more subtle effects going on. First of all, if you've noticed in some of the more modern games, it seems that that Sega's been remodeling her so that it downplays the size of her bust. Like that heart plate, especially if you look at it in games like Sonic Dash or Sonic Forces Speed Battle, you notice that she's not quite as round and bouncy as she used to be. If you look back in Sonic 2006, you see that her heart-shaped plate actually contours and like firms and holds everything up, while nowadays it all just seems to kind of squish it in. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. So, Acquainted Guy wanted that look recaptured, which isn't too big a deal. It just means slightly reshaping a little bit when I sculpt that heart, and also to get rid of that boob seam that forms at the top of the cleavage. After forming everything, I gave it a chance to harden, and then go in there with another little strip right at the top, just to make sure everything blends seamlessly into the chest. Okay, now here's the thing. When painting, I have to use my sealant spray to make sure it doesn't chip or peel, but if I just spray the sealant spray onto the ball where the head is going to go back on, then that can add an extra layer around the ball, and it's a very precisely engineered thing, so it could make the head get stuck. One of my previous commissioners told me that the neck twisted off because the head got stuck to the ball joint and didn't want to release. So I had to put a Mega Construx head onto the ball before I seal it. That prevents the ball joint from getting coated with a layer of sealant and getting too thick to allow it to move. And it creates this hilarious image of a Call of Duty soldier dude with Rouge the Bat's bust line. That's just amusing. I thought that was a funny picture, so you might get some yucks out of it. Okay, so other minor changes to the Rouge figure to make her look more like her 06 model basically include a slightly lighter skin tone, which, not too bad, just add a little bit of white to my skin tone paint. And the fact that her mouth is in the middle of her muzzle instead of on the left side as is traditionally depicted in most CG models. So, yes, there was a thing where her mouth was in the middle of her face in Sonic 2006, whereas now it's more off to the side as just part of the stylistic choice. So yeah, those are really the only differences between this Rouge and any other Rouge that I made, and like I said, they're really minor, just meant to capture her look from a certain game instead. Same general rule with putting on the arms and legs, although I figured this time I would show a little bit more of the process of how I make the glove cuffs out of foam. So here's the arm. Oh, and by the way, this Rouge has Blaze the Cat's hands. I forgot to mention that earlier. For no real reason other than I just so happen to have a pair. This isn't a thing I can do very often because it's not I don't often get Blaze hands just falling into my lap, but you know, luck is part of skill, so this guy just so happened to want the Rouge figure when I happen to have this pair of hands on hand. So anyway, you see this long strip of craft foam? It's the kind that has an adhesive layer on the other side, which makes it easier to do this. I just kind of twist it around and measure off where it forms a cuff, and then I cut it off right there to make a nice, mostly seamless ring. Although just in case, the seam is made where the backs of the arms and legs would be, so that at least from the front you wouldn't notice them, even if they are they're visible from the back. But you got to make sure that they're not too visible. Is what I'm trying to get at. Once I got the size on, then I reapply them with crazy glue to make sure that they'll never come off. Because I can't just rely on the self-adhesive properties of the craft foam to permanently stick it to an action figure that's going to be moving around a lot. And once that's on, this is the delicate part. I have to use my Dremel's cutting edge to cut the groove in the middle. And that's how you make that folded cuff look that Rouge has on her gloves and boot cuffs. It's not completely elegant, but the paint gets rid of all the fuzz that forms because of that, so there we go. So that was Rouge the Bat. By the way, she also has craft foam wings, but I really didn't feel the need to, get into the details on that because, craft foam wings, you see me do that. But the Acquainted Guy did want a little accessory. He wanted to have those little Pokeball-looking grenade things that she used in Sonic 2006. Because in 2006, Rouge forgot that she has the ability to kick fighter planes out of the air. So she opted to make her primary method of attack throwing useless little party favors around. I'm still a little bit... No, I am very extremely bitter about how the pathetic attacks of, characters that weren't Sonic and Shadow worked in Sonic 2006. Seriously, that game had some really pathetic attacks for the surrounding characters, and I'm pretty sure it was some insidious plot to make us hate playing as them, so that they could focus future games on only having Sonic and Shadow as playable characters. I really don't think that Sonic 2006 deserves the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna say that. So that's a little ball. It's just a little ball that I made, I painted it up. It basically just looks like a Pokeball. Actually, with the pink and white highlights, it looks like a love ball specifically. But yeah, that is Rouge the Bat, as best as possible, me imitating her 2006 appearance, as opposed to something from before or after. And, yeah, that's another Rouge figure in the pile. I told you that there's probably going to be at least one Rouge figure each month, so here's the one for May. Thank you all for watching the video. This is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.